My name is Steve Turrisi. I'm the president of RaceDay Professionals. We're a timing business down in Southern Florida, but we'll go anywhere you want us to. Got into the running industry really about 15 years ago when my young son was asked to run a mile for his karate class. I hadn't run since I was his age, so thrust into a running community that I was completely unfamiliar with. But I fell in love with technology in the running community, so here I am now with my own business and still out there every weekend. Why did I get RaceDay certified? Well, RaceDay certification for me allowed me an opportunity to show our events that we're committed to our industry and getting better and learning new technologies and pushing things forward. I actually have 4 members of staff that are RaceDay certified, which is exciting to me because that shows my whole team's commitment to being at the front edge of all the new technology. I think one of our favorite products has got to be the CheckIn app. That thing is such amazing. It really streamlines things across the board. We actually tense up a little bit when someone's not using RunSignup or the RaceDay CheckIn app as part of their list of services. So we always encourage our race directors to allow us to put QR codes on the bib and to use the CheckIn app. My team will spend just a few minutes training volunteers who use the app on their phone, and we can crank through huge lines in no time at all because it's just so efficient. One thing we don't like doing is printing labels for bibs, so dynamic bib assignment, and the CheckIn app is just huge for us, allows us to really crank things through. It's very funny when we work with one of our clients, we recently converted them over to RunSignup from a previous registration company that did not offer any of the services that we really like to use. And even after the very first event on RunSignup, they were able to see a much faster turnover at the check-in, as well as pack and pickup at the in-store pack and pickups that we do. We use it all the time, and they're just blown away at how much faster and how much easier it is to use technology like that compared to, the more manual entry of going through lists of paper and checking things off and trying to figure out what teams they're on. The RunSignup suite of services is just so much better and so much more efficient. The participants like it because they don't have to stand in specific lines to, queue up for the little signs that are hanging at the low part of the table with hundreds of people in front of it. They wait for 15 minutes to get up to the counter to find out they're at the wrong line. It's any line. Just go to any line. We have the CheckIn app, or whoever you are, we'll get you a bib, we'll get you your shirt, you get you on your way to the start line right away. So they enjoy it quite a bit as well. We've also used the RaceDay registration app, and what that does for us is it allows us to be very efficient, and we have what we call line aversion. We don't like having lines. So we typically try to have like one computed for every 100 to 150 or so participants, and it really keeps the lines to almost nothing. Sometimes it's good to have a small queue of people because it creates some excitement about what's going on, but what we often try to encourage our race directors to try to keep that as short as possible, and when they use the services that we recommend, things go much smoother for them. It's a better experience for the participants, and happy race directors make us really happy too. Changing over to RaceDay scoring because it is the first bit of software that's really been written from the ground up by people who understand how timing should be done. That's huge for me as a timer, having seen more than my fair share of screw-ups on RaceDay, to be working with a company that truly understands what we're going through and be responsive to our needs. We know that that is the future, and we are absolutely on board with it. And frankly, Roger, he endorses it, and as a user of Race Director, when he says that these guys are getting it done the way it should be done, and he's really behind it, that makes me feel very confident. When we started our timing company, there's a couple of choices that we have for timing software, and I looked at the Race Director, which Roger Bradshaw is the author of the Race Director. For me, the Race Director software was a little bit more intuitive, and as a young company, I needed to train staff. So for my young company, I wanted to have software that was easy for me to educate other team members so that they could help me score. Roger Bradshaw really is the reason that I'm here today, because using Race Director software introduced me to RunSignup, and RunSignup is just taking everything to the next level. So RaceDay scoring to me is the most logical progression from someone that's used Race Director, and the whole reason behind it was the ease of use and the power that it has, but now it's written for a new generation of timers. So we're using RaceDay scoring as our future platform, and we're working into it, and so far I like what I see, and I expect really big things from it. So one of the cool features that RunSignup offers is results, and results hosting has been one of the main features I've used from the very first day I started using RunSignup. Then I started getting involved in the results kiosks, which saves a whole bunch of trees, but the convenience of walking up, typing in a bib number and getting results right away, updated real time, is just tremendous, and it's very easy to use. What's amazing about that is you turn and burn so much faster, and I hate printing paper because it's already outdated the second you print it. So like, before I had RunSignup results, we would print results for like the first 15 or 20 people just to make sure that we got those top athletes right away. And then, of course, 2 minutes later, we get another 15, 20, 30, 40 people. So you print again at 50 people or 100 people. But if it's a 2,000 person races, how many reams of paper are you going through? And by the time you're done taping them to a wall, you're pulling it down and taping it again. It's just nuts. Just absolutely crazy. Most companies don't offer browsable results, but the kiosk version as well as the web-hosted results are all fully browsable by name, by bib number, and you'll find your results very quickly and very easily. Or you could do that on your phone, and you have it on your phone already, So results kiosks and results hosting is one of the best things about RunSignup for sure. A lot of the race directors are turning to us because they realize that we do have the experience necessary to make an event go smoothly. We have a lot of experience in terms of how to manage what happens on race day, from packet pickups to runner flow from one point of the event to the next point of the event. And at first they may be resistant to some of the newer technologies, like when we recommend using dynamic bib assignment. Often it's, well, my race is too big for that. No, not really. It's a much faster and easier way for us to get through those queues of people lining up to get their bibs. Or I'll get, oh, my race is too small for something like that. It's like, no, it's even easier when it's a smaller event because we could really rip through it and we could literally roam around the crowd helping people out. So yeah, we're starting to be the experts on that, which makes me feel really good. But the reality is that the suite of services that RunSignup really provides with all the different RaceDay products has been great. The CheckIn App, the dynamic bib assignment that we do, the tight integration with the scoring software allows us to basically, if anyone's using RunSignup and using these suites of services as a timer, my team and I, we could just sit back and relax because we know the data that we get is going to be right every single time, no doubt about it. The one thing that I was never strong at when I worked for a different company, the one thing that I was not really strong at was the whole backbone of registration. I had no idea how it worked. I didn't know the ins and outs of the way that part of the business functioned. I knew race day management, I knew course management, I knew packet pickup, I knew timing, I knew all of that stuff, but when it came to registration, I knew nothing. I was scared. And when I got involved with race director, Roger Bradshaw, and then shortly after that, or right around then, is when the whole thing with RunSignup came about. I came to a symposium somewhere in Philly, and next thing I know, I'm dialed in with some of the best people in the business, and it's so worth it to be with these people. It's just great. My business would not be where it's at if it wasn't for the support of RunSignup.